taking on the Buffalo Bills.
Set to kick off.
The third of 3 games to finish up this Sunday. We might save the best for last. And off we go here in the wild card round. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to start the game.
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
Now Allen. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And they'll bring up a second down in just a couple.
Brings up second and 2 at their 48-yard line.
Allen going to throw. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
So that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
From midfield, here's Allen. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from the 36 now, first and 10.
At the 36-yard line.
Firing quickly is Allen. That's complete. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And that will bring up second down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. Brings up third down and 9.
Allen going to change the look here.
Middle. Out. Sub. Half 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
Brandon, there have been some memorable snow games for championships in the NFL. 1948, Philadelphia Eagles, Chicago Cardinals.
Well, the most famous one in my lifetime, I think, is got to be 0-1, right? Raiders, Patriots, to send the Patriots to the Super Bowl.
You had to go to the Tuck roll, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one people remember. But I also know this. In Miami, the infamous one, the snowplow game in New England, when they went out there and the Patriots had a guy come out and clear a spot on the field for their field goal kicker to kick the game winner.
Is that 82?
That was 82, and the Dolphins fans will never forget it.
Well, we're not seeing one of those famous games here, but it's fun to be in the snow nonetheless. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
Ready.
And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. James Cook taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Bills will strike first here in this wild card matchup. They always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Ryan Fitzgerald set to
Following the
kick off.
touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
Black shot. Red 38. Right. 97.
Here's Love. That's going to be caught by Waddle. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be second down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. His throw incomplete.
They'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
33. Claude Red.
Throwing. Love. It's caught by Sanders. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. And Shaheed going to go in motion. On 4th down, Love. That is caught. He's got a little daylight. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 34. Going back to Love. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
2nd and 10. On the ground, this is Devon Achane. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
And the Dolphins, first down.
Love wants to shift things around.
Blue striker. Slide blue. Hey, green. Ready.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Landon Jackson able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
Here we go. Here we go. 60 red. 60 red. 10.
To throw now. Here's Love. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Bills are going to have it here just past the 25. They set themselves behind the chains, trying to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Allen. That's caught by Kincaid, working the middle of the field. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect to it for another nice game for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Second and 11 at the 36-yard line.
5, alert!
Throwing now is Allen. The right side here caught by Kincaid. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
16 yards. That's good for a Bills first down.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. He'll dump this off to Cook. And a big gain that time. He's out of bounds on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
And that'll be incomplete.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Allen. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Pass. Alert! All 52. What is that?
Allen now looks to throw. He'll try to do it himself. The Bills drive stalls out on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. Well, they were looking for a clutch play there on 4th, unable to come up with it.
How about that defense, though, huh? How about that dig?
Yeah, momentum swing.
And, you know, I remember playing how much 4th downs were emphasized. You know, because, as you said, it's a momentum play. It's also a big test for you. You know, if people are going to go for it on 4th down, they believe you're not up to the challenge. You want to show them differently. Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
Let's go now.
Love now. Well, this one complete. It's Rashee Rice. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down.
Good running right there. And this is a man who's a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 47.
And Shaheed going to go in motion.
Ready?
Love. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Down. Ready?
Out of the gun, here's a give to Achane.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
On the set.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
Ready? Set.
Love fires up quickly outside.
And he is going to have the Dolphins' 1st down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up.
Come on, set. 60.
Now Love.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
And he wisely will throw that one away.
So it looks like they stopped some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Ready?
Back to the ground, Achane.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down.
50. Green.
Waddle, the motion man, right.
Ready?
Love looking to throw it.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Bills are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. For that one, anything but a frozen rope to the outside, and it winds up an interception.
And these are the ones you hope for as a defender because he's got clear sailing in front of him to return this one a long way. And he sets his guys up in good shape with a terrific return.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and when they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger. And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Alert! Gun! Monday! What's that?
Here's Allen. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
35 yards that time on the punt. And it'll be Dolphin football.
32-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit. Like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
The 35-yard line.
From the 35, here's second down and 7.
Come on, cut.
Up the middle, Achane. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Ready, break. Ready. Let's go now.
Love from the gun. And going to be knocked away and incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession in the first half.
Yeah, and this is what most games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo 1st down. So a nice run there, and I have to think a strong running game in the playoffs, maybe even more critical than the regular season. And if you go by the numbers, the man they have running it here, he was the best in the NFL.
And since he led the league in rushing yards, I think it means he's going to see the ball a lot in this game too because that's what they're built like. That's what they're built around. So I think the offensive line, the tight end, the wide receivers, everyone is coming together, wanting him to get the ball and get it off it, and they want to carve some holes out there for him.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Now Allen. And that's going to be incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Allen to throw it. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Alert!
Firing quickly is Allen. That's complete. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. And with the snow here, maybe asking too much of the kicker to try a field goal, so instead, offense on the field, they'll go for it on 4th down. Goes in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. So the drive stays alive after the 4th down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30. To the air, Allen. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown.
Concentration, so key on a ball like that. It's hard. I know how difficult it is, but that's a ball you've got to come up with. And instead, a big play is going to slip through their fingers, literally and figuratively.
And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Middle, Brown 80. Off 52. Monday.
Allen to throw once more. Allen going to run with it. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the 1st down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
7 yards left for 2nd down. Ball at the 10. Allen going to throw. Now a run here off the arc. That's caught. Kincaid for the Bills touchdown. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bills will extend their lead here just before halftime. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0.
Dolphins nothing.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. Final play of the half, Love. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the 3rd quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives, trying to slow things down a little bit.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a 1st down, too.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Come on, set. You don't move.
Throwing. Love. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Here we go. Ready?
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. To pass, here's Jordan Love. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Parsons. And he is going to score. It's a pick six and a Bills touchdown. Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
On is Fitzgerald now for the PAT. And it is now 21-0.
Makes the score Bills 21, Dolphins nothing. Ryan Fitzgerald.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And it'll be a terrific return here as he gets it down all the way inside the 30.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic. But if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Achane gets it from the gun. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches.
10 yards on the pickup.
Again, it's Achane. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with 3rd down looming.
It's now 3rd and less than a yard.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And he is going to score. It's a pick six and a Bills touchdown. Well, I mean, we get it. They're trying to make something happen here in this 3rd quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick six is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't dented the scoreboard yet, and they're kind of forced to take a few chances here, and that one, it backfired in a big way.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. 1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Looking deep downfield. Oh, wide open, complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. 60 yards. And the Dolphins are able to make some inroads. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he dives into the end zone and gets the 2 points. Well, I think I need an oxygen mask after those last 2 plays, CD. The long touchdown followed by the even longer return on the block PAT.
I wonder if after that long touchdown, if someone actually needed a play off and didn't take it, and maybe that was the breakdown in protection that led to the block.
And the Bills are going to recover. The risk reward of the onside.